Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and this will just be a quick update video today, but I'll still be covering some important points, such as the net unrealized losses for Bitcoin jumping into a new high. And I will also be covering what just confirmed on the chart for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and where Ethereum's next move could be. So you might as well stick around to the end of this video so that you don't miss out on any of this important information. First of all, taking a look at the weekly Bitcoin chart, and over the past one day, we've just seen a weekly candle close, which has actually cemented the weekly RSI in place. And with this recent weekly candle close, we have now confirmed the most oversold the RSI has ever been for Bitcoin on the weekly timeframe throughout Bitcoin's entire price history. We've never seen the RSI get this low. In fact, the Bitcoin RSI on the weekly timeframe has only ever entered oversold territories just 2 other times throughout Bitcoin's entire price history up until recently. And if you're looking at the other 2 times where we saw the weekly Bitcoin RSI enter into oversold territories, that was basically a time in the market where we saw maximum opportunity and somewhat limited downside price action. But keep in mind, this is a very long-term indicator, not an immediate short-term indicator. But other than the weekly candle close and cementing the weekly RSI in place, not much has changed over the past one day. And so to avoid wasting your time, I'll just be covering all of the new things that happened over the past one day in this video, keeping it nice and quick. And if you're a brand new viewer on this channel, check out my video yesterday on the channel to get up to date with what I'm covering in this video. And now giving you a quick update on this on-chain Bitcoin chart, looking at these 2 indicators, these 2 lines right here, they are coming in very close to the Bitcoin price, and they're also getting very close to crossing over. And once again, if you want more detail about this chart, check out my video yesterday on the channel. But basically, the main thing you need to know about this chart right here is looking at the 2 previous Bitcoin bear markets. We saw the Bitcoin price in both of those significant bear markets retrace down to these lines, in fact, slightly below those lines. And the bear market, in terms of when it actually bottomed out, it bottomed out when these 2 lines crossed over, when the pink line crossed above the orange line. And looking at the present day, we're getting very close to that happening, but we haven't seen it just yet. And now giving you an update on this other Bitcoin on-chain chart I've been talking about over the past few days, which is the net unrealized losses for Bitcoin. And in fact, over the past couple of days, what we've seen in this chart right here is the net unrealized losses spike to a new high, a higher high from the March 2020 crash. Because if you're looking back at that March 2020 capitulation, that was one of the most severe crashes throughout Bitcoin's history. We actually crashed around 50% in one single day. And right at the bottom of the March 2020 crash, we saw the net unrealized losses spike to around 49 to 50%, which meant at that stage in the market, roughly around half of all Bitcoin was sitting in a loss from when it last moved. But if you're looking at the recent spike in the net unrealized losses, this has gotten to a high of around 56 to 57%, which means at that highest point right there, which is when the Bitcoin price dropped down towards 17 to 18,000, around 56 to 57% of the Bitcoin supply was sitting in a loss from when it last moved on chain. So what this tells us is we've seen a huge capitulation, and we're basically in that capitulation territory at the moment, somewhat similar to March 2020. But once again, if you want more information on this important chart right here, check out some of my recent videos here on the channel. And now giving you a quick update on the 12-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now we still have this active bullish divergence in play here on the 12-hour chart. But what is different today that we did not see yesterday is a bullish cross in the 12-hour Bitcoin MACD. And in fact, this has now been confirmed with one 12-hour candle close and potentially another 12-hour candle close in a few hours from now if we don't see a major dump within the next few hours. Now, I want to make it clear that even though we have a bullish divergence and a bullish cross in the MACD, this does not mean we're going to play out extremely bullish price action. What this means is basically we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, at least in the short term, like what we saw back here around a month ago, for example. We saw quite a lot of bearish momentum in early May, and then we formed this bullish divergence between the price action and the RSI on the 12-hour chart. And then what we saw after that bullish divergence was a bullish cross in the 12-hour Bitcoin MACD. And what came next was a lot of sideways price action, once again, reduced bearish momentum. So based on all of that, one of the most likely scenarios moving forward, at least in the short term, talking about the next few days or so, is simply some choppy sideways price action, somewhat similar to what we saw in the second half of May. And now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the weekly Ethereum to US dollar chart. And right now we're still holding above that 38.2% Fibonacci level, coming into play at around 1050. And here on the weekly chart, if you're looking at the weekly candle closes, we never actually confirmed a break below that level because, of course, we just confirmed the weekly candle close over the past 1 day, and that weekly candle close was at around 1,100, approximately just above 1.1k. So honestly, considering everything that happened in crypto over the past 1 week, the weekly candle close actually wasn't too bad, especially because we formed a massive wick to the downside with huge volume, as I discussed more in yesterday's video. And as I said towards the beginning of this video, on the weekly Bitcoin chart, we have now confirmed the weekly RSI in place on the Ethereum chart as well, of course. And if you're zooming out further on the weekly Ethereum chart, the only other time where we've seen the weekly Ethereum RSI enter into oversold territories was at the end of the 2018 bear market, because of course Ethereum wasn't even around for the 2014 bear market. And if you're looking at the bottom of the 2018 bear market at that stage, the RSI actually confirmed at around 28.4, which was the lowest level in the weekly Ethereum RSI for a very long time, up until the most recent weekly candle close, where we saw the RSI confirm at around 26.3. So technically speaking, Ethereum here on the weekly time frame is the most oversold we have ever seen throughout Ethereum's entire price history right now. And just giving you a quick update on the short-term Ethereum price action here on the 12-hour chart. And obviously this is a very similar situation to the 12-hour Bitcoin chart, where we still have this active bullish divergence I've been talking about over the past 1 to 2 days. But what we have now seen on this chart right here over the past 1 day is actually 2 confirmations for this bullish cross in the 12-hour Ethereum MACD. And once again, we saw something very similar roughly around a month ago, where we basically saw a lot of bearish momentum in early May. And then we saw a bullish divergence form between the Ethereum price action and the Ethereum RSI on the 12-hour time frame. And not long after that bullish divergence confirmed, we then saw a bullish cross in the 12-hour Ethereum MACD. And once again, what came next for Ethereum was simply reduced bearish momentum, mostly choppy sideways price action. So moving forward, especially over the next few days or so, just talking about the shorter term, that is what I'm expecting as the most likely scenario moving forward. And over here on the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame, not much has happened over the past 1 day, other than of course the weekly candle close, where we did actually see our first green weekly candle in over a month. And of course, we still have this upward trending line of support intact, coming into play at around 0.049 Bitcoin per Ethereum. But other than that, nothing much has changed over the past 1 day. So once again, if you want to know more information about this chart just here, check out my last video on this channel. And if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, check out this video popping up right here to find out how to keep making money in crypto, even if prices are going down. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.